Hello everyone. Today we continue our journey to farms across the United States to witness how thousands of tons of fruit are harvested. The first location we will see in this video is a large vineyard in San Joaquin County, California. San Joaquin County, California is one of the largest grape-producing regions in the United States. From August to October each year, thousands of workers flock to the vineyards in California to harvest grapes. The average wage for these workers is about $17 per hour. According to statistics published in 2021, the total vineyard area in California was approximately 895,000 acres, with up to 73% of the area dedicated to wine grape production. Every year, California grape farms produce around 3.8 million tons of grapes, accounting for 92% of the nation's grape production. Grapes are typically grown from cuttings or pre-nurtured saplings. The young vines are planted in rows with a spacing of 6 to 10 feet, 2 to 3 meters. Since San Joaquin County experiences hot and dry summers, a drip irrigation system is used to deliver water efficiently without wastage. Every winter, workers prune the vines using specialized tools to remove old branches, shape the vines, and help them focus nutrients on the fruit. For table grapes, harvesting occurs when the fruit reaches its optimal sweetness and even coloration. For wine grapes, the sugar content, Brix level, is measured to determine the appropriate ripeness. Most grapes in San Joaquin are hand harvested to ensure fruit quality. Workers carefully cut each bunch of grapes, remove damaged ones, and place them into harvest baskets. Some farms also use mechanical harvesters, particularly for wine grapes, to collect them quickly. After harvesting, the grapes are placed in trays or crates to avoid bruising. Hundreds of tons of grapes are then transported to wineries for wine production. Upon arrival at the winery, grapes are sorted by size, quality, and ripeness. The grapes then undergo washing in clean water baths with sanitizing solutions to remove dirt, dust, and any other impurities. This process ensures the grapes meet food safety standards before entering the next stage of processing. After this, they move on to processing, packaging, and distribution. The second location we will visit in this video is a persimmon farm in southern Indiana. According to statistics published in 2021, the total area of persimmon cultivation in the United States was approximately 3,200 acres, yielding around 15,300 tons. 75% of the persimmons produced in the US are consumed domestically, while the remaining portion is primarily exported to Canada and Mexico. Persimmon trees are typically planted in spring or early summer, as the mild climate is ideal for their growth. Especially during the flowering and fruiting stage, persimmons require regular watering. Pruning is also essential to keep the trees well ventilated. Workers use sharp shears or cutting tools to trim branches and shape the trees. From September to December, the persimmon harvest takes place. Since persimmons have tough stems, workers must use specialized shears to cut each fruit instead of picking them by hand, as is common with other fruits. Fuyu persimmons can be harvested when they turn a bright orange, whereas Hachia persimmons need to be picked when fully soft or require post-harvest ripening. Once harvested, persimmons are carefully placed in crates to prevent bruising and transported to processing or distribution centers. After harvesting, persimmons are sent to processing facilities where they are cleaned and sorted. Depending on market demand, persimmons may be processed into dried persimmons, frozen persimmons, jams, and juices. Once processed, the products are packaged and distributed to the market. Now let's move on to the third location, a watermelon field in Arizona, where we'll see how thousands of watermelons are harvested. Currently, Arizona, Georgia, and Florida are the largest watermelon producing states, accounting for approximately 27% of the total US watermelon production. In 2021, about 105,000 acres of land in the US were used for watermelon cultivation, yielding over 1.6 million tons. Watermelon is one of the most popular fruits in the United States, especially during summer. Watermelons are usually planted in spring, when soil temperatures reach around 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 21 degrees Celsius. Farmers either directly sow seeds into the ground or transplant pre-grown seedlings. The spacing between plants is usually 3 to 6 feet, 1 to 2 meters, to allow ample room for growth. After sowing, farmers irrigate the fields to maintain soil moisture and facilitate germination, which typically takes 7 to 10 days. During this stage, monitoring soil moisture is crucial since watermelons require substantial water to grow properly. As the watermelon plants develop, farmers provide consistent watering, fertilization, and pest control. Watermelons need around 25 to 30 inches of water throughout their growth cycle, so a drip irrigation system is commonly used to conserve water while ensuring adequate moisture for the plants. Watermelon harvesting typically occurs in mid-summer, June to August. Farmers determine ripeness by checking the fruit's size, color, and sound. A hollow sound when tapped usually indicates ripeness. Harvesting is done by hand, with farmers using knives or shears to cut the fruit from the vine without damaging it. After being harvested, watermelons are taken to sorting and processing areas before being cleaned, classified, and packed for fresh consumption. The fourth location in this video is a peach farm in Georgia. Wow, look at these beautiful ripe peaches. Would you like to come here and pick them yourself? Currently, California produces 73% of the US peach supply. However, when it comes to flavor and sweetness, Georgia-grown peaches are widely recognized and highly valued. In 2021, the United States produced around 689,000 tons of peaches, with 505,000 tons coming from California. Peaches are typically planted in the spring when the soil temperature reaches around 10 to 15 degrees Celsius, 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Farmers can either sow seeds directly into the ground or plant pre-grown seedlings. The spacing between the trees is usually 4 to 6 meters to ensure adequate space for growth. After sowing seeds or planting seedlings, farmers will water the plants to keep the soil moist, helping the seeds to germinate. As the peach trees begin to grow, farmers will care for the plants by regularly watering, fertilizing, and controlling pests. Pruning is an important step in the care process for peach trees. Workers will prune the trees in early spring to remove dead branches, diseases, and shape the trees. This helps enhance ventilation and light for the trees, while also improving yield. Pruning also helps the trees grow evenly and makes harvesting easier. The harvest season for peaches typically falls between June and September, depending on the variety and weather conditions. Workers will check the ripeness of the peaches by gently pressing on the fruit. If the fruit is soft and fragrant, it is a sign that the peaches are ripe. During the harvesting process, workers will use knives or scissors to cut the peaches from the trees, ensuring that the fruit is not damaged. After harvesting, the peaches will be processed, packaged, and distributed to the market. Next, we will visit a Kiwi farm in Yuba County, California. Currently, the area planted with kiwi in the United States is about 4,500 acres, with an annual harvest of approximately 47,000 tons. Kiwi is usually planted in the spring. Workers can either sow seeds directly into the ground or plant pre-grown seedlings. The spacing between the trees is typically 3 to 4 meters to ensure adequate space for growth. After sowing seeds or planting seedlings, they will water the plants to keep the soil moist, helping the seeds to germinate. The germination period usually lasts from 7 to 14 days. During this stage, monitoring the soil moisture is very important, as kiwi requires a lot of water to grow. As the kiwi plants begin to develop, care will be taken by regularly watering, fertilizing, and controlling pests. Fertilizing is also an important part of the care process. Organic and chemical fertilizers are typically applied to provide the necessary nutrients for the plants. Pruning is a crucial step in the kiwi care process. Workers will prune the trees in early spring to remove dead branches, diseases, and shape the trees. This helps enhance ventilation and light for the trees, while also allowing for more even growth and easier harvesting. Around mid-October to December, thousands of workers flock to the kiwi farm to harvest kiwis. Millions of kiwis, after being harvested, will be transported to processing plants. Here is the harvesting process for kiwis, which are typically harvested when they reach optimal size and characteristic color. Farmers will check the ripeness of the kiwis by gently pressing on the fruit. If the fruit is soft and fragrant, it is a sign that the kiwis are ripe. During the harvesting process, workers will use knives or scissors to cut the kiwis from the trees, ensuring that the fruit is not damaged. After harvesting, the kiwis will be taken to the processing area to prepare for the processing, packaging, and distribution of the products. Next, let's see what's happening at a citrus farm in Alabama. Currently, Alabama and Florida are the states with the largest citrus production in the United States. Citrus is usually planted in the spring when the weather is mild. Seeds can be sown directly into the ground, or pre-grown seedlings can be planted. The spacing between the trees is typically 4 to 6 meters to ensure adequate space for growth. After sowing seeds or planting seedlings, water is applied to keep the soil moist, helping the seeds to germinate. As the citrus trees begin to grow, care will be taken by regularly watering, fertilizing, and controlling pests. Pruning is an important step in the care process for citrus trees. Workers will prune the trees in early spring to remove dead branches, diseases, and shape the trees. This helps enhance ventilation and allows the trees to grow evenly and be easier to harvest. The harvest season for citrus typically falls between October and December. Citrus is usually harvested when it reaches optimal size and characteristic color. Workers will check the ripeness of the citrus by gently pressing on the fruit. If the fruit is soft and fragrant, it is a sign that the citrus is ripe. During the harvesting process, knives or scissors are typically used to cut the citrus from the trees, ensuring that the fruit is not damaged. After harvesting, the citrus will be washed to remove dirt and impurities. The standard quality fruits will be sent into the processing, packaging, and distribution process. The cultivation, harvesting, and processing of kiwi in Yuba County, California, follow a highly systematic and efficient process. From careful planting and maintenance to precise harvesting and advanced post-harvest techniques, every step ensures that high-quality kiwis reach consumers in the best possible condition. When you think about citrus, do you remember any special memories? Please share with us. Leave your feedback in the comments section of our video.